What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how you can make pretty much the perfect NBA 2K19 MyTEAM squad at any budget. So basically, I'm making this video because a lot of people did just recently get the game, and with the whole free pink diamond locker code and well things like that, and also the like 50k MT that was, well, 25-50k MT that everyone got. These players, well, a lot of more players are playing my team anyway. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about a team that's basically perfect for the meta. And before we get onto it, this team is going to be ultra cheesy. It's going to be ultra cheesy. And there's going to be a lot of things that are going to really annoy people. People saying, oh, this is exactly what's wrong with the game. Yes, I'm not going to disagree with it. But at the same time, if you can't beat them, join them. If you're not playing with a team that's built in somewhat similar way to this, you're going to struggle big time. You are going to struggle big time. Trust me. With the point guard position, you got to run with a slasher. Like, the point guard is realistically where you're going to score most of your points. Well, from the guard positions where you're going to score most of your points. Most of the good players that I play run most stuff through a point guard. And you also need someone that's big. You need someone that's fast. You need someone that can defend. And you need someone that can shoot the ball a little bit. Because you're 90% of the time, I'm on my PS4 now, but you're going to come up against Pink Diamond Magic or Pink Diamond Giannis most of the time at point guard. And they're like the two most expensive ones to buy, and they're the two best players who are on the point guard in my opinion. However, if you are on an extreme budget, I like to run this guy here, a 2-guard. And like, there is also like, there's a good enough way to counter people running huge point guards like Magic and Giannis, and that's running small forwards or shooting guards at point guard. So I'm going to run Reggie Lewis, a 6'7 point guard. 6'7 2-guard, got an unbelievable shot mid, an okay shot 3, really nice release. He's got an unbelievable driving dunk, great ball control, 86. He's really fast, great lateral quickness and great defense, as well as some great goal badges, great mid-range shooter, and a really good player to run at the 1. And then also kind of at the backup of the 1, I'm going to run a similar enough player, and this guy's actually going to be a point guard. I'm going to run Penny Hardaway. Penny again is 6'7", so we can match up to them all. He can go to the basket well, he's got a good dunk, he can shoot a little bit, he's also got good enough ball control and can defend. Having 86 plus ball control is a must for the point guard position. At the 2 and 3, what I think, especially like if you're on like the top budget, like if you've got the most MT, you're going for guys like Danny Granger, you're going for guys like Klay Thompson. But at the same time, if you want much cheaper cards, you're not going to lose too much the 2 and 3 position, because in my opinion, they're the least important positions and they're the easiest positions to hide players. I think you can really hide players at the shooting guard and small forward position, especially if they do two things well, and that's defense and 3-point shooting. If you can get the ability to slash is a bonus, but you need defenders that can shoot threes. 3D guys, the 2 and the 3, and you're fine. If you've got a slasher at the 1, you can afford to have 2 non-slashers at the 2 and the 3. However, preferably you'd rather a 3D guy that can slash, which is pretty much everything you need in the game anyway. But at the 2, I'm going to run with this guy here, just purely 3D, and it's Doug Christie. Doug Christie has got a 88 shot 3. He has got an 82 shot mid. Okay, driving dunk of 77, but is one of the better defensive cards in the game. Great lateral quickness, great on-ball defensive IQ, and great height for a 2-guard, 6'6". And also, if you're looking at defenders, lateral quickness is really one that matters, as well as height. You need a little bit of height. So if your players are less than, say, 6'4", unless they are completely knocked down, I wouldn't use them. At the small forward position, if you can get a base 11 card, get a base 11 card as one of your 2-guard small forwards. Hedo Turkoglu is a perfect one here. Base 11 is the cheesiest shot release in the game. Hedo is one of the cheesiest cards in the game. Great shot mid, great shot 3. He's also huge at 6'10". But base 11 cards, for example, are the likes of Hedo Turkoglu, Danny Granger, Andre Kirilenko if you have him, and he's perfect around the power forward position as well. Tom Gugliotta, if you do end up having him, is not a bad card to run the 4. But you need you don't need a base 11 shooter, just preferably have one in every team at least, because it's the cheesiest release. And then off the bench, I don't know, 2 guards. Eddie Jones, a really nice one to run, but Eddie Jones is quite difficult to get. And if you're on an extreme budget, even though this guy's got low lateral quickness, Marcellinus is good. T-Mac is quite good, even though he's got a high block, he makes up for it on defense. Mo Peterson, Ruby's great, but I'm just going to throw in Klay Thompson because he can do a job. Like, he can hold his own. Now off the bench, small forward position, you've got like the likes of Luol Deng. Super cheap, like 3k MT for Luol Deng. Luol Deng, an elite defender, 6'9", can shoot mids, can shoot threes, and even though he can't speed boost, is good at everything else. He's like, Luol Deng is like my Giannis stopper. Luol can lock down Giannis, a really good player. So obviously I'm on an extreme budget here, and then if you're on like a higher budget, you can just use better versions of these type of cards. For example, like Danny Granger is a better Hito. I don't know. Obviously the better version of Klay Thompson's better than Klay. Better than Doug Christie. I'm trying to think. Is there any really... Well, there obviously is better 3-and-D guys. Use guys like Petrovic who are better than Christie, and they'll do kind of the same job. They'll do obviously a better job than these guys, but these guys still will hold their own. Power forward position. I think the most effective thing to do is run relatively good rebounding, super fast guys that can speed boost, small forwards that are just demigods. The power forward position I think is best for that. So Darius Miles and Kevin Knox, I think, are the two perfect ones to use as this type of role. So Darius Miles, and then obviously Paul George is better than both of these cards if you're like at an extreme, like if you have unlimited MT. Larry Johnson, if you completed it, MyTEAM Unlimited. Blake Griffin, as far as expensive cards go. But these two cards are beasts. Darius Miles, 6'9". Shoot the mid, shoot the three, one of the best dunkers in the game. He can speed boost as well. That's actually important, having your power forward being able to handle the ball, because you can just abuse people with that if they're running slower guys. Really high block rating, low enough rebounding, but he's got insane athleticism, so he gets a ton of boards. Great block, steal, shot contest, and unreal lateral quickness. So if they are running stretch fours, Darius Miles can definitely defend them. Kevin Knox is just a beast. Like, he's got a great shot mid, great shot three, great release. He can dunk a little bit, 86 ball control, so he can speed boost, unbelievable rebounding stats as well, and fast. So Kevin Knox is really, really nice. And at the center position, because this is at any budget, like in an ideal situation, you've got Galaxy Opa Wilt, and that's like the ideal center. But then you've got kind of two choices. If you have like the highest amount of budget, if you have the highest amount of MT, you can either run guys like Blake Griffin, power forward, some stretch fives, or you guys can run some like Kareem, or Kareem's really good. I'm trying to think who else. There's a couple of really good like defensive centers. There's no centers yet that are kind of elite centers. There's no like Kareem from last year, as in like super athletic defensive gods that can shoot the three, except for maybe Wilt. But if you're on a small budget, and you can get this type of card at any budget, and it's what I like to use, especially if I am on a small budget, is a card like a Rafe LaFrentz, who's a stretch 5 that can spread the floor, and also a big enough body that can get rebounds and play a bit of defense. And then we are going to run with, I'm going to go with this guy here because I really like him, and it's Draymond Green. I like to run stretch 5 sometimes, and I think it could work really, really well. Draymond can do pretty much everything. He gets boards, and can guard all 5 positions, can play all 5 positions, and they can switch everything, which I think kind of helps, especially if you're on a lower budget. However, if you do want a big that can shoot the ball a little bit and you're on a budget, Vlade Divac is perfect. However, like if you are on a budget and you go to the center position, there's not that many really good rebounding athletic centers that you can get in the game for really cheap. You can run someone like Manute Bol, who's a giant. There's not many really good athletic defensive centers that are quite cheap in the game. So I think that we're going for a stretch 5 is definitely better if you're on more of a budget. And then last two off the bench, you can just use anyone. First of all, I like to put in a lockdown defender, and that's Andre Iguodala is the perfect one to use. Last off the bench, you can just throw in whoever you want. So we don't really have a power forward, and I use this guy nearly all my budget squads. I keep him somewhere in it. It's Kristaps. Kristaps is just a god in the game, 7'3" shooter. But anyway, that's enough talking. Now let's go on to the highlights for this team. So anyway, that's the video. In my opinion, this is the perfect way to build a team in NBA 2K19 MyTEAM. Yes, again, a lot of people's playstyles are different, but it's the team that I've had the most success with. And you guys see in the comments, everyone says I'm terrible at this game, but I win 90+% of the games I play in 2K. And obviously, if I'm terrible at the game, I must know something about how to build a good team if I'm winning 90% of these games. But yeah, this team, like honestly, this is a team that I think will match up really well with God squads. I don't see there being any weakness in this squad. The only small weakness is maybe LaFrence's speed and Draymond Green's height. That's it. That's really it. Like, you might say, oh, the power forwards are undersized, but they're athletic enough and rebound well enough that they can do a job there. And the only weakness you really have is at the center position, and there's no really great cheap centers. There's no really great centers in my team right now. My favorite one right now is Marc Gasol, and Marc Gasol I wouldn't even consider a great center compared to the ones we have last year. Wait until later in the year when we get the godlike Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, when we get, I don't know, we had a god like Hakeem Olajuwon. Until then, I think the center position leaves a lot to be desired. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.